Hi, my name's Shanine Mooney and I run an organisation called Essential Flow. And I'm here today as part of Mental Health Week to talk to you about how you can use essential oils to support your mental and emotional well-being. So, I've prepared a short presentation and I'm going to explore what mental health is, and I'll share my understanding of mental health. I'll share some of the insights that I've had about taking care of the mind and what we can do to support the mind in terms of being able to stay as mentally well and healthy as we can. I'll talk about some of the benefits of aromatherapy and different essential oils that can be helpful in supporting our emotional well-being. And at the end of the presentation, I will share some contact details of how you can get in touch with me if you've got any questions about anything that you hear today. So, why do I care about mental health? Mental health is something that I am incredibly passionate about. I experienced a psychotic episode about 6 years ago, and that led me to develop a deep passion for understanding the mind and how it works. I've also worked professionally in the mental health field for over a decade, and during that time, I've been able to pick up insights and information about mental health and about understanding what mental health is. And from what I've learned, I really see that mental health is something that is available for everybody. There is nobody who is exempt from experiencing mental well-being and mental health. And I think that what happens is our mind can get so full of thinking and thoughts that it distracts us from what's happening in our environment. And that is what can lead us to feel afraid and unstable and lost in the mind. But actually, when the mind feels relatively clear, it's really easy to feel quite grounded and present and relatively well. So the mind is always active, there's always thinking going on, and that's not something that we can ever change. And this is why I've learned that trying to stop thinking, trying to change the thoughts that we have, just isn't a decent way of spending our time. It doesn't help to try to mess around with our thinking. But I think acknowledging that we do think and acknowledging that the mind can become full of thinking and full of thoughts, and that can have an impact on how we feel in our environment, is an important thing to recognise. And so the way in which I take care of my mind is that I listen. So I've learned that the mind has its own natural immune system. Just like the body, it has a natural way of clearing itself up of thoughts. There's a natural flow to thinking, a natural flow to emotions and how we feel. And rather than trying to get caught up in the thoughts as they're passing, what I've learned how to do is to listen to the space between thoughts, to recognise that there is this natural flow and that I can focus my attention on and awareness on that instead of the content of my thinking. And that can really help me to feel well and more grounded in my environment, which means that I'm able to be more focused and can take action on doing what I need to do to keep well. So listening. So once I become aware that my mind is full of thoughts and they're distracting and I'm unable to focus and concentrate, that is a sign to me now that I need to slow down and that I need to take a rest, that I need to take care of myself in that moment until the thoughts naturally settle down. So I've developed a deep awareness of recognising how full my mind is. And when I notice that my mind has become really full of thoughts, I take action, and I've learned to trust that. I've learned to trust my kind of natural instinct of knowing when I need to stop and of knowing when I need to take a rest. And so these three things, just kind of listening, paying attention to what's going on in the mind, developing an awareness of what's going on in my mind, and trusting this kind of natural instinct and intuition when it kind of says to me, you need to take a step back or you need to slow down. And this is how I've learned to take care of my mental health and emotional well-being over the years. And one of the tools that I use to support me in doing that, to support me in being more present and grounded and calm is aromatherapy. So I first started using essential oils quite a number of years ago, but I started to seriously get into them probably about 2 years ago, when I started using pure essential oils, and I started to notice the benefits of using pure essential oils as a safe way of being able to take care of myself and to soothe myself through difficult feelings or difficult thoughts. I just find them a really nice way of soothing the body and of just allowing me to maintain a sense of calmness while in the midst of what can sometimes feel like stormy thoughts and stormy feelings. So how essential oils work in the body scientifically is, as we inhale an aroma like an essential oil, something with a distinct scent, that scent travels through to the olfactory system in the brain, where the scent is processed so that the brain can recognise what it is. So the olfactory system is connected to a system in the brain called the limbic system. And the limbic system is responsible for memory and emotion. So as the olfactory system is processing this scent, it triggers the limbic system, which then produces a response. So if I, say for example, if I breathe in a lavender essential oil, so if I take a lavender oil and I breathe it in, now I've used lavender essential oil in the past when I felt jittery, when I felt anxious, or if I felt upset and emotional. And I find that lavender essential oil just really helps my body to calm down. So as I breathe in this oil, the olfactory system in my brain is processing that smell, and the limbic system is producing a response based on the memory it has of lavender essential oil. So it recognises that lavender essential oil calms my body down, and it produces that effect within the body. So it's a really kind of clever system in how it works. So that's how essential oils work within the body, and that's how they can affect our systems, that's how they can affect our emotional systems, and this is why they can be used as really effective natural tools for supporting our emotional well-being. So these are just a few of the essential oils that you can use that can have a real positive effect on your emotional well-being. So there are some oils that are more uplifting. So some of the more citrus oils tend to be more uplifting with the mood. So I would use something like a lemon essential oil. If I was feeling a little bit low and sluggish, I would use a lemon essential oil to just help to naturally uplift my mood. And then there's the calming oils as well. So if I was feeling anxious or worried, I could use one of the calming oils to just help to soothe my body, to allow those thoughts to just settle down so that I can experience that state of mental clarity. So one of the things I teach in Essential Flow to my customers and the wellness advocates that I work with is this idea of radical self-care. And this is really about understanding that our body knows what we need in each and every moment, and it's really about listening to what our body is telling us. So when we experience symptoms like anxiety and depression, they're actually the mind's way of letting us know that they need us to pay attention to what's going on. They're actually like alarm bells, if you like, as opposed to something that we need to treat as a disease. These symptoms are actually part of the mind's immune system. They're like wake-up calls for us. So when we're experiencing anxiety, it's actually a sign for us to just listen, to develop an awareness of what's going on, and then to kind of take action that supports us in that moment. So it might be taking a relaxing bath, it might be going to bed for an hour. There's no real prescriptive way of taking care of the mind. It really is about learning to listen to your own body and then trusting the intuition, the guidance that you receive from within in knowing what to do. And I think the other thing is knowing that you're not alone in this experience. I think that there's a lot of stigma around mental and emotional health, and that can sometimes prevent us from wanting to reach out to get help and support when we need it. And essential oils can be one of the resources that you have available to you as something that you can use as and when you need it. But there's also other resources available, speaking to medical professionals as and when you need to, developing a supportive network of friends and peer support groups. You know, there's all kinds of resources that are available that can support you in your experience of mental health and well-being. So it's also just knowing what's around and knowing how to access it and reaching out for support as and when you need it as well. So this is just a list of some of the resources that I used to put this presentation together. So if you'd like a copy of this presentation and a copy of these links, then feel free to just get in touch and I can send those to you. And this is how you can get in touch with me. So I run a Facebook page and an Instagram page, and I've also got a private Facebook group that is mainly for some of my customers, because as well as teaching people about essential oils, I also sell essential oils as well. So some of my customers are in this group, but I also have non-customers in the group, because I share a lot of information about essential oils in there, more in-depth information than what I might share on the Facebook page and on the Instagram page. So you're welcome to join that group as well if you just want to learn more about how to use essential oils for all areas of health, really. So hopefully you've enjoyed the presentation today. Please reach out, connect with me, get in touch, ask any questions that have come up from what I've shared today, and just take amazing care of yourself. Your body and your mind are absolutely wonderful things to experience, and just learning how they work is often enough to be able to experience this deep sense of mental health and well-being. So lots of love to everyone. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.